Oh, and we're live.
Woo!
Figure out how to do. Wait, I don't know if we're live though.
I can see it.
You can?
Uh-huh.
No, I don't see it yet. Huh.
Are you watching now? We're live.
There it goes.
I'm gonna take her up with me.
Okay.
Hi, Kevin.
Hannah says hi.
Hi,
Says hello. He's taking Zara upstairs.
Mm. Hey, Haley.
Hi, Haley.
We had to take a short tea break because allergies in Oregon are terrible. And tea is the only thing that makes it better.
Like hot tea or cold tea?
Hot tea.
Hot tea.
Which sucks because I like usually down water and that's just been making it worse. So I have to have hot drinks.
Oh.
That and Zyrtec.
Allergies have been pretty bad here too, actually. But it's just been really like dry lately. Like it got up to like 98 today.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Last Thursday for me was the worst. I finally broke down and bought some Zyrtec. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are doing our live show on Spiritbound and Last Sacrifice.
Yeah, here's the worst in the country for allergies. Oregon's a great place until it comes allergy season.
Oh no, Zyrtec. Get some Zyrtec with the sneezing.
Yes.
The Weather Channel usually tells you, like, if you go on the weather app, it'll tell you how bad, like, fluid allergy pollen is in your area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, allergy is moderate in our area today. And
jealous. I don't even know what ours is right now. Let's see. Very high pollen.
Oh gosh.
It's very high. That's the thing for today. It's
like
very high.
Red, the whole thing is red, the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Yeah, I won't show. Oh, there's not a way to. There we go.
Yeah, make sure you're not showing your zip code.
I know.
Yep, very high.
Last Thursday was 667. Good God.
Yeah, we went to an amusement park this past weekend, and it was so hot. I was like, why did we do this to ourselves?
Okay. Yes, pray for rain.
So I pretty much went into these two books not remembering anything. Nothing.
So I remembered like the big plot points, but I just never remember when things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot how much happens in the last book.
Oh my gosh, I know, right?
It's like a whole new series. Like you could definitely tell in the last book that she was like amping up for the Bloodline series. Like, it definitely was a let me set everything up type of thing.
Like, I feel like the last book, Last Sacrifice, could have been in two parts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Haley says, I remember Rose being accused of murder. Yeah.
I completely forgot Tatiana got killed.
I'm almost spirit bound. I would have been done, but I had to let my dogs out and help my dad. He just got home from the hospital. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're gonna get spoiled. You're gonna get spoiled.
That's all I remember. Yeah, you're gonna get spoiled for Last Sacrifice.
So I really loved in Spirit Bound. I really like this was one of my most standout moments of the whole series that I wish we would have gotten more of like this, and which is the trial. I loved the trial, and that was one of the big things that stuck out to me. That like the guardian trial to like become a guardian, and I liked being able to see the test, and I liked we got to see more of that in the training. I really thought that it was longer than it was because when I was like re-listening to it, I was like, wow, that was over really fast. And that's one of my like favorite like pull out moments of the whole series for me is I really like seeing that part.
Okay, so you're at the point in Spirit Bound. If you don't want to be spoiled, I'd recommend not watching this live show. But if you're okay with spoilers, then we'd love to have you watch and participate. But so it's completely up to you. But a lot does happen. So
a lot happens.
Yeah, it's definitely up to you. But yes, I agree. The trial was kind of something from like Goblet of Fire.
Mm-hmm. I think it was just that setting. Like the Ministry of Magic setting, you know? Alice said it'll just give me stuff to look forward to.
So where do we want to go first? So much happens.
Well, what did you rate both books?
5 out of 5 stars.
Same. I mean, just because I'm so partial to the entire series, it's like all 5 out of 5 stars for me. Like,
I liked The Last Sacrifice a lot more than Spirit Bound, I will say.
I read them like back to back, so I couldn't even tell you what ended and what, like, where one ends, one begins.
So Spirit Bound ends with the murder and Rose being accused. Like the end of Spirit Bound is she gets arrested for the murder.
Okay.
And then, so Spirit Bound is all about like Dimitri, like figuring out, like getting Victor Dashkoff out of prison, trying to like turn Dimitri, and then Last Sacrifice is all about showing Rose's innocence.
So
Last Sacrifice, okay.
So, like, let's start off from like the very, very beginning.
Okay.
In Spirit Bound, I really like that we got to see the comparisons between Rose and Smay, and I loved that we got to see that it was like they talk about her flirtatious nature in the beginning of the series, and talking about like how she flirts with all the guys and like she gets all this attention, and then we get to see Smay do that like with Natasha, and we get to see that like with her mom, and we like him like several different women, and she's like, what is going on? And I love that we got to see that like, oh, like this is where I got it from type of thing. Like I loved that. I loved it.
Yeah, I love Abe. I feel like he is just such a great, I really like him a lot. Like father, like daughter. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, and I love, like you were saying, I love the trial. Janine, I like Janine Hathaway so much more too. How, you know, Rose is like, why are you here? She's like, well, I wouldn't miss this.
Yeah, you definitely got to see her more of a motherly figure in this role.
absolutely. Lissa,
huge character arc.
Oh my gosh, so much. So much. I don't even know where to start, honestly. What?
The looks of Janine and the mind of Abe. I love that.
Yeah. Rose Hathaway is just one of my all-time favorite characters.
Yes. So what do we think? This is like this sore spot for me, for Rose, because I love her as a character and I like defend, like she's ride or die. Like I'm going to defend her. But I will say she does not treat Adrian well.
No.
And I was so cringing because I knew it was going to come in these two books. And I'm just like, I hate that we see that side. And I hate that that's played out like that. It's like she's some, like, I don't know, just like dragging him on type of thing.
Like
that. I never bought that she was actually into him.
No, me neither. And I mean, at one point, Dimitri asks her, like, do you love him? And she's like, yeah, I think I do. But I mean,
you never really see it though.
No.
And like, obviously you're going to be team Dimitri and Rose. Like that's their OTP. Like that's their it, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't like that she was dragging him along so much.
I feel like we could have just omitted the whole Rose and Adrian relationship.
Yes, I wish we would have like just kept it as he was pining for her type of thing.
Yeah, and just like their fun banter and how he like will say like, you know, rude comments to her about, you know, just sexual rude comments.
Yeah.
Banter. I would have much preferred to keep it that way because I feel like the ending of so I haven't read the Bloodline series, but the very ending, I just didn't like where it left off. Like Adrian, I think he is probably my favorite character in the whole series. I don't know why. I love Adrian so much.
So y'all need to read Bloodline series because like the whole Bloodlines premise is protecting Jill. So they take Jill and they like hide her away so she's protected from being like killed off so Alyssa can't be in power. And Adrian goes with them.
Yes.
And he's like with this like band of characters. And we get to see so much other dynamics.
Oh, Alice, yes, our Muggle Studies book club for June is going to be what is it? Hannah, you have it?
This is our next book, but we don't have the set dates because my schedule sucks right now. So our next book is When Dimple Met Rishi. But it all like the characters in it. It's got a girl from the what's the Band of Outsiders?
Sydney?
No. That's the Alchemist. So we have Sydney. She's in the next series. She's one of the main characters. We have Adrian, who's one of the main characters. We have Jill, who's one of the main characters. And oh man, what's her name?
Serena?
The one that fights Rose at the camp.
Serena.
Her name's not Serena.
No.
But anyway, the ones that live with the humans and the vampires and the Dompiers all like in that.
Like the outsider, like the circle people.
Yes. And so it's got such an interesting dynamic for the Bloodlines.
Yeah, I don't even know where we can find her name.
I can Google it. But it's such a good band of characters and different dynamics that I love it.
Sonia. No.
No, that's Sonia Carp. It's
Angeline.
yes. The Keepers.
Yeah, Serena was Lissa's guardian. Yeah.
So from the Keepers. And so it's gonna be such a good dynamic between all different walks of life, and I highly recommend, if you like the Vampire Academy series, to read the Bloodlines series, because it's so good. You guys are so funny.
I don't even know where to go next. Okay, so who is your favorite character, Hannah?
Oh God. My favorite character's gotta be Rose, I think. But I think they all have great great aspects about them. Like, they all have they're all really well-rounded characters, which I love.
Yeah.
And I can defend them all to death, each of them. Like, try me.
Yeah. Rochelle Mead did a great job at creating her characters. I mean, it's really hard. I mean, they all grow on you. Like, I love Christian. I love Adrian. Rose is fantastic. Lissa at first is not my favorite, but then she really comes around. Love Dimitri. Like, it's so hard to pick one. You know what I mean?
Yes. They all have such good traits about them.
Yeah.
What did you think about seeing Lissa's point of view? And her with the bond being seven.
Yeah. I like that. See, I love that bond. So I love how it's a way that we see into Lissa without it being like her, like having a point of view chapter. Sorry.
Like, with the trials and her trying to survive by herself, I loved seeing that Rose kind of acknowledges that she can handle her shit, and she's like, she can handle it a lot more than we thought she could, type of thing. And I like that Lissa gets credit there. Aw, hey Zara.
Yeah, hi Zara. Oh my god, she looks cross-eyed in my She looks so cross-eyed. She's like, what is going on here? Yeah, I loved her trials.
Did we like that the bond was severed at the end?
No.
I didn't like that either. I think that was what made them special, and it's like, now all of a sudden, like, that's very convenient, is that it's gone now.
Right. Agreed. And I mean, I feel like a lot of people thought like that bond was a convenient fact. Like, it was very convenient, but the fact that it only went one way, I really like that. Like, I would have, so it's convenient. It's not, I mean, that's, like you said, that's what makes that book so unique and special, is the fact that we do have that bond, and that is that one thing that, like, being shadow kissed is they have that bond. And I didn't like the fact that they kept saying, like, your body brought you back, and I was like, what the heck does that mean? Like,
yeah, that your body, like, saved you. That's what they were trying to get at. But I didn't like that, because it's like, that's all it took for you to be, like, saved. Are you joking? Like, people would have figured that out a long time ago. And I felt like this was, like, a revelation, is that, oh, you just have to, like, basically bring her to death, and then she just has to claw her way back out by herself. Like, that's how you're going to sever the bond. Like, that doesn't negate what you've done beforehand. Like, I didn't like that part.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all either. Like, I think that was, I did not like that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, Haley says, as Rose said, it was like cutting off one of her limbs when it was severed. She had it for so long. See, and I think that should have ramifications, and I think she needs to go through PTSD of losing Lissa. And I think we should have seen that earlier in the book, and I think that would have been really interesting, and we would have seen her, like, deal with that PTSD of not having that bond, and, you know.
Because, like,
I also, go ahead.
because like she mentions it a little bit at the very beginning. No, sorry, in Spiritbound, when she brings Dimitri back, the bond is kind of severed for like a second because there was just so much magic. And she saying that she felt empty. Wasn't it? She said something like that. She was like, something's wrong. She was like, she felt empty or like she was having trouble like breathing. I can't remember exactly what it was, but and that was only what?
Do you think there's a group for that? So for what I take it is like they're the first ones to ever be severed, and that's I'm like, what? Like this, they're the first people to ever be severed. The bond, like, come on, we would have figured that out a long time ago.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I wish that had been kept in because, like you said, that's what made this story so unique.
Yeah. What about the Alyssa Dimitri dynamics?
Oh, I didn't like that for a second. At the beginning of oh no. At first I was thinking like, well, she brought him back. I thought maybe he was bonded to her.
Right. And that's what they kind of like allude to, right?
Yeah.
But like I really disliked that because I didn't think like I get that there's like Alyssa was having a mother hen almost type of reaction to Dimitri, and she was like, no, like I need to protect him. But I don't think she would have put Dimitri. I felt like when she was defending Dimitri, and even when Dimitri was like, no, I can't see Rose, she was on Dimitri's side. And I didn't like that because I thought after everything that her and Rose have been through, she would have been more on Rose's side. And I didn't like that her saving Dimitri canceled out all of that. And I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Because it even says like her being so hard on Rose, and Rose is like taken back by like the things that she says. And then afterwards she was like, I'm so sorry, like trying to like make things better for Rose with her defending Dimitri. And I'm like, no, like that's bullshit. Like if you're gonna defend Dimitri, you gotta own that shit and you're gonna mean it. You can't be like, I'm gonna defend him, and then as soon as you calm down, I'll tender to you too. And I'm like, I felt like she should have been more on Rose's side of understanding. I totally get, Alice, I totally get why Dimitri didn't want to be with, and I totally get from his side of it, but I just thought that Alyssa should have been able to be more on Rose's side because Rose is her bond, you know, like her person that's taking care of her and her like connection, you know?
Right. And like, and what I thought was so weird is we have an entire half of a book of Dimitri getting over being Strigoi, and then Sonia Karp just like a chapter.
Totally disconnect there. I agree with you there. That didn't make full sense. But she obviously like she went through it with help, so I get that part. But her balance with it was like nothing.
Yeah. Maybe it's because she turned herself. So maybe she had more, I don't know, she accepted it more than Dimitri did, like what she did. I honestly don't.
Like the forefront, like she knew going into it that she was going to kill all these people, so she had longer to wrap her brain around it type of thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I can see that.
But I still felt like it was just so weird. I was like, Dimitri was like non-functioning and like crying and broken, and you're like, what is this? Like, who are you?
But you also have to look at like what he does. Like his highest form was his honor, you know, and he was very much the honorable one, and about that was his life's work, is to protect the Moroi and to not have these kills. And then he did a complete 180 and like started doing the things that he was trying to protect against, and Sonia wasn't doing that. So I think that also plays into maybe the recovery time's a little different.
Yeah. And of course she didn't like what he did to Rose. She didn't do that.
Yeah, very true. Her and Mikhail. Yeah, Alice, this makes me think Or it makes you think how long she was considering turning. Yeah, like how long had she actually processed everything that she was going to do?
Yeah. Gosh, it's crazy how much, like, I feel like not a lot happens in Last Sacrifice. No, sorry, in Spiritbound. And then Last Sacrifice, it's just like so many plot, like, so many things happen.
What did you think? Like I said, I'm team Rose and Dimitri always, like what OTP. What did you guys think of their moments while she was still with Adrian?
Oh, like, it just, I
grapple with that because they're supposed to be together, but it's like
she's with Adrian.
Right, and I thought that would have deterred Dimitri enough because he values honor so much that he wouldn't have allowed those compromising situations.
Yeah. And like, it's so hard to like, see, I was so torn because I was like waiting for a scene between them. Like I wanted it, like the cabin scene from, oh gosh, that was a long book ago. Shadow Kiss.
I know. Yeah.
And it's like that scene was just what didn't live up to my expectation because she was with Dimitri and she literally said, she was with Adrian and Dimitri even says, no, you are with someone right now. I can't.
Yes.
And she's like, no, it's okay.
I know. Yeah, I didn't like that they brushed that off. And I think they slid the cheating aspect in there very slyly. And it's like, well, they're OTB, so it doesn't matter. Like, they're not really supposed to not be up together, so it's fine.
It still matters. Yeah. And then it's awful. Like, he visits her in her dream right after, and he's like, oh my gosh, your aura is crazy.
Yes. And so I didn't like that every time she was with Dimitri and feeling these things, she would go, like, when she would hop into the dream mode with Adrian, she would, like, run to his arms and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what? How can you like still act that way towards him knowing what you've done type of thing and knowing the feelings you've done?
Especially since we like Adrian so much. I mean, because Adrian, I think he really loves her.
Yeah.
And it's awful what she did. So it's really hard to get behind it. So I might dock it, maybe 4.5. Now that I think about it, just because I didn't like that. I think she could have broken up with him in her dream.
Yeah. And I think there was plenty of opportunities to have that conversation.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that she was using Adrian resources to go find Dimitri. I did not like that. Yeah. It very much felt like she was using Adrian and playing on his emotions for her. And I didn't like that side of Rose. And I felt like that wasn't a good representation of her character, and we very much saw that.
Yeah. So Haley said cheating is cheating. I did not like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. I was just really let down with that. I was really hoping from some like an intense Dimitri Rose passionate back together moment.
Yeah.
And I was just severely let down because she was cheating. And it's not like she was, I mean, like you said, cheating is cheating, but I feel like when she was with Mason, it was different because I don't know, she never cheated on Mason.
And the feelings weren't as intense.
Exactly. And it was like her and Mason were really casual. Mm-hmm. But Adrian, she knows how much Adrian loves her. And
Adrian, like, changed his lifestyle for her.
Yeah.
Like, he was willing to give up a lot of stuff for her. And she just, like, didn't matter to her. Like, she would recognize that he was doing all this stuff, but it still didn't change anything. And that's when she should have been like, you know, that's not worth it. Like, this isn't what this is to you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't really together as far as Dimitri and Rose were when when Mason was alive. Yeah. Yeah, so and I still didn't even like that. Like, I didn't even like the fact that she was like kind of with Mason, but she liked somebody else. This was, I think, this was blatantly wrong for sure.
Yeah. And I didn't think that was, again, going back to Dimitri, I don't think that fit with his character mold, you know?
Yeah.
Because he honors so much. You thought, like, at least I thought that he would have been like, Rose, no, we can't do this. Like, you're with someone else. Like, I'm not going to pull you away from that, you know? And I didn't like that.
And then they stupidly have a moment together when Adrian is there.
Mm-hmm.
And they get caught. And I was like, really?
I hate that.
Yeah.
So, I really think you guys should read Bloodlines. And I really like Bloodlines talks more into how Adrian deals with his spirit use and how substance plays into effect with that and stuff too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do we think of Victor?
Oh, I really thought that they like. Can I just say his brother? Creepy
Yes.
AF.
Yes.
And I was like, the entire time, like when I remember first reading it and being like he just seems like a like slime ball, like something is shady is gonna go down.
Oh yeah, I didn't trust Victor or Robert at all.
Yeah, and like they were definitely working on ulterior motives, and
I mean, Rose knew that too, but she was like, I need their help for the time.
Yeah.
But do you think that like and I feel like I feel like he still had like a plot, you know? Or do you like that he was just done?
I liked that he showed up. I wouldn't want it more surrounding around him.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't like indifferent, you know, when she killed him. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't heartbroken that he died.
Yeah.
I really kind of wish that it was Lissa, but I also realized the ramifications of what that would do to her character. So I'm like glad that didn't happen, but I also kind of want like redemption for Lissa type of thing, being like full circle.
Yeah. And then
do you guys want to read the I know her reaction when she killed them was heartbreaking. What she like grappled with was, am I a terrible person? Like, was this what they were worried about type of thing? I hated that.
Yeah.
Did you guys want to like take a poll or something to read Bloodlines? Like, is everybody interested in reading Bloodlines? And we could do it like slower paced and do it like one book or whatever.
Yeah, I would totally do Bloodlines.
Leave us comments, or we'll do a poll or something on Twitter and see if you guys would be interested in doing that.
What did you think of the ending? So like, I love that Lissa's queen.
Yes.
I do. Who did you suspect killed Tatiana the whole time? Who was?
Oh, I totally didn't call who it was.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm like, I didn't see that coming. I really thought that it was going to be like a disgraced lover or like Mia. For some reason, I'm waiting for Mia to come back and being like, take off the monarchy type of thing. Like, I was still waiting for something to happen with that.
Interesting. I was leaning kind of towards Adrian's dad.
I felt like he didn't play a big enough part to be suspected as like a real threat.
True. I also maybe thought Abe.
I again think that he likes to get his hands, not his hands dirty, but he likes to like push other people's buttons to do things.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wasn't expecting it at all. And like when they said it was Daniela, I was thinking like, that threw me off too. Because I didn't see that either. And then turns out it wasn't. So, Abe is. What
did we think about the whole Jill thing? And the whole like her being the sister and like Lissa's reaction. I want to talk about Lissa's reaction to Jill and how she treats Jill, and like how that changes the whole dynamic of Lissa's family life too.
I didn't expect it at all. Like, I had no idea it would have been Jill. I think it definitely brings in, like, I liked it actually. Like, I'm thinking, would I have preferred it if it had been some random person that we hadn't been introduced to before? But I like the fact that it was Jill because Lissa never liked Jill, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's just, it's interesting how she treated her because she thought there was something going on between her and Christian. And like, it turns out she's actually her sibling.
I like love that there's that aspect because that's very like a sister thing, like the jealousy thing. Like I loved that part of it. Afterwards I was remembering, I was like listening to it, and it was to get Jill to be a part of the ceremonies and how Lissa approached Jill about it, and Rose kind of has to be the one that smoothed it over, you know? And I didn't like how volatile Lissa is to Jill. And like, it's not Jill's fault that who her dad is or who they're related, you know? And I didn't like that Lissa was taking that very much out on her. And I think Lissa ideals her family so much that like when Andre found out that Andre was kind of a slime ball, she was like, no, and like hated that that's who who her brother was. And now she kind of like has to grapple with that. Like, this is who her dad was. Granted, it just happened the one time, you know, and like they had like a thing. It wasn't just like someone who he just slept with. But I like that we got to see that kind of shake up Lissa's world. But I didn't like that she was taking that out on Jill because it's not Jill's fault.
Yeah. But didn't she like not like Jill from anyways? Like, and now this just like made her like her even less? She
didn't like her constantly hanging around, and she does have that jealousy aspect that, which I didn't fully understand. Like, I got it from like the first interactions that Jill was like interested in learning about fighting and stuff, and that's where Lissa kind of got that. But like, everybody could see that Jill had a thing for Adrian, you know, from like that constantly got brought up. So like, I don't know how Lissa could just ignore that part of it, you know?
Yeah, maybe she was just so upset that her and Christian were together, and then like there's this random girl that Christian is hanging out with. So I could understand it. But you're right. Like, but I mean, it's hard. I mean, I can see where she's coming from, you know, like you said, Lissa really idolized her family. And then all of a sudden, you know, she's told that her dad was a cheater and she has a sister, and, you know, it's crazy.
I just didn't feel like that was very queen-like of her to be like petty about that stuff. And it's like, you're trying to like, Jill has something for you to make your life better. Like, you should be like treating her nicely, like she's part of your family and helping you get to this throne and to get all of these things. Like, the least you could do is like be nice to her because she just has her shit rocked too. Like, you guys could band together versus her, you know, dealing with this by herself, and like you're being detached from her because she's not your family that you've grown up with. Like, I don't know. I just felt like Lissa could have handled that much better.
No, I agree.
Like that. That like Lissa has so much compassion for everybody but Jill. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, Lissa can see the good in everybody, and then not this young girl.
Yeah. So speaking about Jill, if we're gonna do Bloodlines, do you guys want to do the first book or 1 and 2?
Let's just do 1 a month.
Okay. Especially since we've been in reading slumps. And with doing 1 a month, I might actually sit down and read them versus listening to them then.
Yeah.
And you guys just want to do it like on the same nights like we've been doing with our live shows for When Devil Met Rishi? I don't think they're longer. I think they're about the same length. So let me double check here. Yeah, they're about the same length. They are 421 pages.
Yes, let's do one a month.
1 month. Cool.
Because this month was a little rough with these two. Because Last Sacrifice was really chunky.
It was quite chunky.
So yeah, 588 pages. So even though these books read so quickly, especially Last Sacrifice, like, oh my gosh, so much just happened.
They just threw it in. Like I said, like she was definitely trying to close out this and have the connecting factors to start a whole new series. So I think this was definitely like could have been broken up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love the scene where they're like running away, like from court, like when they help Rose escape. I think the beginning of Last Sacrifice is probably one of my favorite scenes. Like with blowing up the statues and then trying to get it out, and then like the mall scene. It was so good.
Cool. The first live show will be determined because my schedule sucks right now. So we will post on Goodreads and Twitter and stuff. So make sure we're following me and Gabby on those.
Yeah, we definitely needed the extension too, Haley. We were like chatting before, like an hour before the live show, and we're like, I need more time.
Yeah.
Last week. So we'll do one a month, and then with our book pick. So we'll do 2 books.
Cool.
That's doable for sure.
Is there anything you guys want to talk about before we close out for Vampire Academy, the whole series as a whole, or the last 2 books or anything like that? It's definitely one of my favorites of all time, and it will always have a soft spot for me. Good. Yeah, same. I think there's a lot of people right now trying to deal with, like, that have been going through reading slumps. So
yeah, it's because Riverdale's on Netflix.
I still haven't finished it.
Oh my god, I'm on my 3rd rewatch.
Oh my gosh, Gabby.
Yeah, so I watched it all by myself. Okay, Hannah, there are 22 episodes and they're 42 minutes each. I think I did the calculation and it ended up being like, it's like 15 and a half hours to watch like the whole series, the whole season 2. I watched it myself in like 2 days. Then I rewatched it with Kevin and now I'm rewatching it again.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have not read the graphic novels.
The graphic novels of Vampire Academy?
I've seen Bloodlines graphic novels, but I didn't know if it was the same thing.
Or the graphic novels of like the Archie comics.
Oh yeah, which one are you talking about?
I was still reading Last Sacrifice and I hadn't even. Yeah, okay, the Archie.
Oh, there is Vampire Academy graphic novels. What? I didn't know this. Look at this.
What?
I'm gonna have to check those out.
Vampire, okay.
Have you read it? I might have to check those out.
I didn't even know that there were graphic novels to Vampire Academy. We're definitely gonna have to read those now. Are you looking on your public library?
No, I'm just Googling.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I might have to seriously check this out. Like, look at the artwork.
I like that.
Very cool. Thanks for the recommendation there. All right, well, thank you guys. You've never read a graphic novel, Haley. What are you doing?
Read a graphic novel.
Yes. They'll fly by. They're great. Oh,
you pay for a library card?
If you're not in our city limits, you do.
What?
Be able to use our library, yeah. Because
Oh.
like when we pay taxes and stuff, like for our houses, like it goes to the city. So
Pick up Sailor Moon.
Saga. But it's adult. If it's adult content. Oh, that's awesome. Alice got some signed graphic novels.
I've been wanting to try Full Metal Alchemist, but I've been told that that may not be the best like manga to start with. And read
just throwing this out here. Barnes & Noble has a sale right now on Yen Press. Buy 2, get the 3rd free, which is fruit baskets. So, you know, if you want to start that, that's a good way to start it.
Oh, Sword Art Online is what I was recommended.
Yeah. Like it's an RPG.
So, I don't know. I want to read, I've never read a manga, so.
So we will talk to you guys on our next live show. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I guess we are going to be doing Bloodlines, the first one.
I'm going to have to buy them now.
Yes, and When Dipple Met Rishi.
Is that chunky? I haven't bought it yet.
It's not too bad. Check your Barnes & Noble because I literally bought mine for like $4.
Oh my god, that's so nice.
$3.78.
Okay, so that's kind of heavy for contemporary.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
that's
both
for June.
Yes, yeah, both of these are for June.
Yeah. So, our live show will probably be end of June, maybe beginning of
July.
So, and let us know. I mean, we're going to try. So weekends are just really, really hard. We're going to try as much as we can to try and do a weekend live show, but it gets really tricky. So if we like wait for like a Saturday that we're both off, we probably wouldn't do the live show till like mid-July.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys prefer? Do you guys want to do it on weekends or weekdays? And kind of like leave comments like on our Twitter or something. Haley, there might still be a few at our Barnes & Noble.
Weekends are hard. Okay.
So you guys prefer like weekdays to do it like a weeknight?
Okay.
It doesn't really matter to me. I have no life.
Okay. So, I mean, honestly, weekdays are so much easier, I do have to say.
Okay. I'm good with that too.
But, I mean.
That's usually the case for me too.
What?
That's usually the case for me too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I already have my entire schedule for June. So, just let me know.
We've hired people, so I will be getting more stable work stuff.
I do know that work is going to be really heavy the first week of July, but I should have a few days off that week.
Cool. All right, so that is all. We will let you guys know. Like I said, make sure you're following both of our Twitters and the Goodreads group, Muggle Studies Book Club on Goodreads. So get all the info there. Please announce it ahead of time. I had to hear from someone else that this one was changed. Yes, I know. We changed it like very last minute because we realized like people didn't have enough time to read everything. So that was definitely apologize for the abrupt change on that last one there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We changed. Yeah, I announced it on Twitter. I should have announced it on Goodreads. I'm really sorry about that.
So tune in there. We'll keep updated. And we will see you guys in our next one. And that will be on my channel. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.